Maya found herself bursting into tears right there in the store. She told me, I felt like I was being buried under everyone's needs, and my voice was not being heard. Maya, a devoted mother of three who came to me for coaching after what she called her grocery store breakdown. She had been pushing through exhaustion for months, volunteering at her children's school, coordinating family gatherings, hosting playdates, all while trying to maintain a spotless house and launch her online business. One morning at the grocery store, while standing in the cereal aisle, her youngest had asked for a specific breakfast cereal. Maya had already said no twice, but her daughter kept asking. Instead of giving her usual calm, gentle response, Maya found herself bursting into tears right there in the store. She told me, I felt like I was being buried under everyone's needs, and my voice was not being heard. But I had no idea how to change that without letting everyone down. What Maya didn't realize is that she was making one of the biggest mistakes that cause trauma survivors to reach this point of breaking down. She was ignoring her body's cues. She had been so focused on her thoughts, managing to-do lists and coordinating her whole family, that she usually didn't even notice what her body was trying to tell her. Frequent headaches, her shoulders were constantly tight. She was having trouble sleeping. But like many trauma survivors, Maya had learned to override these signals, pushing through with coffee and sheer willpower, so she could keep doing things for others. Maya's experience shows how this strategy of overriding our body's cues can lead to emotional overwhelm. It's important to know that people-pleasing is not a character flaw or a sign of weakness. It's actually a brilliant survival strategy we developed when we found ourselves in an environment where it was not safe to be honest about our needs. The problem is, the strategy of ignoring our needs and people-pleasing eventually outlives its usefulness. After decades of healing my own trauma, I now think of my body signals like a trusted friend who always tells me the truth, even when it's hard to hear. But for many of us, especially those with unhealed trauma, we've learned to distrust or ignore this friend. We override these signals because we learned early on that our survival depended on putting others first, and some of us even came to view our body as our enemy. This disconnection from our body is a natural and temporarily helpful response to trauma. Think of it like turning down the volume on a radio that was playing painful music. We turned down our sensitivity to our body's cues in order to survive, and now we can gradually and safely turn it back up. This reminds me of my client I'll call Justin, whose story beautifully illustrates how we can begin reconnecting with our body's wisdom even when it feels impossible.